Hello, good day. I want to talk to you today about how to get your children to listen to you. I'm going to keep this very short. Okay, first of all, do not scream at your children. If you need your children to do something, it's always nice to use a nice soft voice. Screaming really scares children, and grown-ups do not even like to be screamed at. So with children who are still growing, you teach them how to be nice by using soft tone, because whatever they learn from home, they will be using it outside at other people or with other people, and that could cause embarrassment sometimes when a place is quiet and children are screaming. It's different if you have a lot of children. Usually they can be loud, and that can be excused. But if you scream at your children, they also learn to be screaming as they grow, or they scream at other children, or they even don't do what you ask them. So the best thing to do is to use nice soft voice in getting your instructions and whatever thing you want to say across. Now my second point would be to ask them to repeat the instructions. So say you tell a child, go put the books in the box, and they don't hear you or nothing is done, you ask the child again, what did I say? And if the child does not say anything, that means that the child probably did not hear you, which is why you don't have to scream the first time, and even in subsequent occasions or situations, because the child probably didn't hear you. What you will do is you would have to repeat yourself, and if what you do is to ask the child, what did I say? And then the child will say, put the toys in the box, and then that means they've heard you. That way you have nothing to scream about because they heard you. And if they are not doing what you have asked them to do, then you can say, hey, we go to our next point, which is to say please. Say please to the child. Put the toys in the box, please. Actually, each time you speak, it's recommended or advisable that you say please to the child, not just because they are not doing what you ask. So you say, hey, put the toys in the box, please, or clean the table, please, every time. Just like how you want them to say please to you, it's nice if you say please to them. It helps them to learn respect, and that's my next point. When you respect a child, the child also respects you, and that way lots of things get done. We all love to be shown respect, and children, though small, also love to be respected. Now my next point would be for you to reward them. You've given an instruction, the child has done it. It's nice to say, hey, well done for cleaning the toys, or well done for putting the toys in the box or books on the table. Thank you for wiping the table. You do it really nicely. Even if it's not nice, you want the child to be happy doing things for you instead of whining. Or if you want the child to do it again, you say, okay, yeah, it looks okay, but I think you are good at this, or you can do this better, so let's try again. And the child will happily go do it, and then even probably ask you, what do you think about this? That makes them happy doing things rather than screaming and whining that they never did what you asked them the way that you want them to do it. Sometimes you would have to demonstrate to them, because as much as you would think that they know how, they probably don't. So showing them exactly how you do it, you can do hand over hand. You hold your hand, you pick up the box, you pick up the toy, you put it in the box, or you pick up the book, you put it on the table. However you want it done, that's exactly how you should show them how to do it. And my next point, the rewarding part I haven't finished yet, would be, it doesn't always have to be tangibles. People think rewarding means giving something. I said earlier, giving verbal praise. Well done, congratulations, I'm excited, and I love how you do this job. You're so good at it. You know, you're better than myself. Giving people even compliments for them to feel like they're better than you, that's not really hit. It doesn't take what you know away from you. You are still you, you know, so it just encourages the child or even other people, grown-ups, to do more. Now you could also give gummy bears or M&Ms, this is where some spending come in. And with children, I always prefer that you would use like a gummy bear or M&M. If they have sugar problems, whatever cookie or treat that they like the most is also okay. Or even access to their favorite thing, like if they like a toy to play with, you could use that toy as a form of a reward, so you don't have to spend money. This is a toy that they have already, and so it means that you would have to hide some toys away from your child so that you could use that as a reward. So you could say, hey, how about you clean up and then you get to play with the Legos in the box. They will be happy to do that. Or after you clean up, you come play with the box, and then you can do some homework, and then you get them to do the homework. Or whilst you're doing homework, if they get distracted or want to play, you could suggest, hey, and this way you're also hiding something that they prefer the most. So hey, you're playing with the books, you're playing with this doll instead of doing your homework. How about you finish the homework quickly, and then we can go play with the toys in the box instead. I think you really like those, and those are cool, and I'm sure they will really follow through with that. Now we come to punishment. Punishment should be the last resort for grown-ups, or even in teaching lessons. Taking away things make people really upset, and by taking something away from a child, you might have this child tantruming for a couple of minutes or possibly an hour or more and not do anything. So it's better to do the rewarding. Now punishment, by punishing, you can take away their favorite things. Okay, so rather than giving, you taking away instead, or they not having access to their favorite thing, and that's what I call punishment. Now going back to saying please, I know that some people, most grown-ups, do not really say please to children, but like I said earlier, because the society does not allow grown-ups to really always say please to children, but it's nice to say please, and the child will realize, oh, this my mom or my dad or my auntie or this grown-up shows me respect by saying please to me, then I have to say please to them, Okay, now let's go to breaking down the task. If you want a child to do homework and the child complains that it's a lot, it's advisable that you break it down. Sometimes it's not a lot at all. The one thing you could do would be to scare the child, but then they would not like to do homework at all. So, like, scare the child, like, you better sit and do that work. Like in that scary tone. But it's nice to say, okay, hey, do 5 minutes of the homework, and then you can play for 2 minutes. And then after the play, you set the alarm. You use your alarm to set the time. After the play for 2 minutes, you say, okay, the next play, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. So do the work for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to give you playtime for 5 minutes. If they say they want more playtime instead, you could say, okay, well then, you're going to do work for 20 minutes and get play for 20 minutes. How about that? And sometimes, you could have the child look at the clock themselves, like place the clock or your phone in front of them so they can see the time themselves and use that to monitor them. And it helps them to get motivated. It's like, oh, I have 2 more minutes. And you could also be doing the prompting as a grown-up and say, hey, you have 3 minutes to play, 5 minutes to play, or 1 minute to play, okay, 10 seconds, and you can count down with the child, So there are so many ways that you can motivate a child to do whatever you want them to do, so long as you're doing it in a nice way or a nice tone. And the last one will be not to tantrum as a grown-up. If you want the child to do something and you ask them and they don't listen or they're tantruming, it's advisable for you not to shout back or be screaming. So otherwise you have 2 children or 2 people screaming at each other and nobody's really listening. So if you tell the child, put the toys in the box, and you say it a second time and they're not listening, you call them, you try and have their face, like get closer to them, because probably they didn't hear you. It's not by being rude or disrespectful, but you're trying to say, hey, What did I say to you? This way you're also getting what? Eye contact, to make sure that they heard you. If you are talking and you have their head, the back of their head or somewhere else facing you, they can say to you, I did not hear you. But once you have them looking at you and say, put the books in the box, it's hard for the child to say they didn't hear you, you know? So you have a point there. And you don't scream, like I said, no tantruming. You still maintain your composure no matter how much upset you are. Because when the child sees that not listening to you makes you upset, sometimes they want to show that they are also strong. They will push you to the max and always make sure that you get upset. It probably makes them happy that I can upset a grown-up like this. No, it's better for you to be in control and you be at the top. Let the child be the child. Let the child do the tantruming. And when they're tantruming, sometimes you can look away or say to them, hey, sit down on this chair or go sit there or go to your room. Go and cry, go tantrum. When you're done, come back and talk to me and then we'll think through this or we plan what to do next. Or come back and talk to me. Then you go back to giving your instructions in a nice soft tone again and saying please, you know, and be nice all the time. Everybody loves somebody who is nice, right? Okay, I'm going to end here with getting your child to listen. If you have any questions or any comments or something that I missed out, which I have missed out a lot, in future I might make this like a much lengthier one, but I want to keep this short and simple. Thanks for watching and leave me comments. Please stay positive in everything at all times, and be nice because people are very important. Okay, have a good day. Bye. Thanks for watching.